Hey, howdy everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm checking out kind of a request, but also I just wanted to listen to this album. And I know I'm late. I'm very late on a ton of albums that have come out this year. Let's see, how many more albums do we have on this poll, or not on the poll, on the list of albums from this year that I have to get to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only 12 more after this. It was in the 20s before, so I'm making progress. And I have 2 weeks left in December. I think I can do it. If I do even one a day, I can do it by the end of the year. And I mean, once I'm done teaching after this week, then I'll be able to do maybe 2 a day. Who knows? Obviously, if you are not watching this on Patreon, you'll be seeing this like right as it drops on December 31st publicly on YouTube. The Patreon does have a 2-week early access period for that first tier. Also, you get the full reactions of all the movies and shows that I watch on my second channel. So check that out if you're interested. Or if you are Mission Jupiter themselves, I'm just sending this to you via email. So hopefully you enjoy whatever my thoughts are on this album. I really appreciate any and all bands coming to me and considering little old me as someone to help promote their music, and my little audience of 2,000 subscribers who, you know, like maybe 50 people watch the video. It's really weird when you get into the YouTube space and you kind of start to like gain a little bit of an audience, and then, you know, I've been getting more and more bands coming to ask me to listen to their stuff. And I'm like, you know, there's like not that many people that watch, but like, you know, not that many people turns into them telling their friends if they like the music, and then it kind of spreads. So every little bit of publicity helps. So I always like to help out smaller bands. So Mission Jupiter have 774 monthly listens on Spotify. So very small. Not an insult to them, just saying they're very small. So if you like the music and want to support them, check them out, do so. Mission Jupiter have reached out to me earlier in the year, and I listened to 2 of their singles. And I don't like listening to too many singles before an album comes out, so I haven't checked out any other singles. So I just waited for the album, and the album released earlier this year in June. And of course, I'm very late as I am to so many albums this year, but I'm finally getting to this at the very tail end of the year. So we'll see how this goes. I have heard Human Nature and Self-Destruction. I have videos on those on my channel that you can check out, and I thought they were pretty decent. So we'll see how they are in the context of the album. Like the majority of singles that I listen to, I have not gone back to them because I don't like to listen to just singles unless they're absolutely... Hold up. Yeah. Quick snipe that mute button. All right. I don't like to listen to singles outside of an album unless they are absolutely mind-blowing. And even then, I try to restrict myself because I don't want to ruin it for the album experience, but I listen to pretty much exclusively albums. So let's check this out. This is Mission Jupiter Aftermath. Let's go. Simple riff, but fun. We're really hanging around that E minor. It's been one chord this whole time. Which is kind of cool for an intro track. Now, it's not entirely one chord because we are switching between E minor and E major. So it's technically two chords. Okay. Cool for an intro track. I would have liked when the song picked up and started going a bit more, I would have liked a chord change. I think if you dropped into like a C major 7, that could have been a good chord to go to. This one's fun. I like the chord switch up in the chorus. Oh, this is fun. Cool. I like that one better than the first track. I have heard this one, but it's been a while, so I don't remember how it goes.
No
change. Cool. All right. Before we continue, I have some thoughts initially, and I forgot how self-destruction goes. So I'll have to listen to that and see how I feel about that. I think so far my biggest critique of the album is that like it's got some interesting, like the songs start off kind of interesting, but it doesn't feel like they go where I want them to go, or like doesn't feel like they go into things interesting after like the first minute or so. And so it leads to kind of this feeling of like a 5-minute song feeling long, even though 5 minutes is like very standard. It just leads to some of the, at least on a first listen as an album experience, at least the songs just kind of feeling like they stagnate a little bit. And even when there is a key change, it doesn't really change the overall vibe or anything. And the atmosphere that this is creating, it's creating a distinct atmosphere of this like chill sort of like, I'm not quite sure how to describe it, but like this chill rock atmosphere. And it's not my favorite kind of atmosphere, and I think that could also be what's sort of throwing me off a little bit. It's not bad, but it's not my favorite kind of atmosphere. But when it comes to like slower music that kind of takes its time a little bit more and doesn't really like do a ton song structure wise, if I'm looking for something like that, I usually lean towards stuff that has an atmosphere that I really enjoy. For example, and this is kind of a weird example, but I was just thinking of her recently, Phoebe Bridgers. I'm a massive Phoebe Bridgers fan. Love Phoebe Bridgers. Her album Punisher is, I think, one of the greatest albums ever written and possibly the greatest chill pop album ever. And there's recently this new artist that I've discovered. I don't know if she's new, actually. Let me check. I think she's kind of been, a few years she's been doing stuff. But her name is Alex Page, ALIXPAGE Page. And I found her because one of my voice students posted about a song off of her EP from this year. And the EP is kind of very slow, but she takes a lot of influence from Phoebe Bridgers. And it like, so recently I've been in this headspace of like listening to that EP and just enjoying that like slow chillness and basking in that atmosphere and like the soft, beautiful vocals and stuff like that. And then on the other end of the musical spectrum, I've been listening to Grima Nightside, which is atmospheric black metal. And the songs themselves are nothing structure wise to write home about. They're fairly repetitive, fairly simple, but the atmosphere is something that I just really love. And I can put that album on and just kind of vibe. And it's incredible because it puts you in this sort of trance because the songs are very repetitive. And I love where that atmosphere takes me. You just get these like beautiful instrumentals with the high screaming black metal vocals with the there's like some accordion or something that's playing occasionally. Like it's a really interesting atmosphere. And I love that kind of vibe too. And then there's a bunch of albums that are, or artists that are kind of in that slower vibe vein that I just don't really vibe with the atmosphere. And I think this is kind of one of those things. And so I'm sure there's definitely people out there that like this kind of atmosphere, but I just think overall, at least so far, I'm only 3 tracks into the album, but we'll see if this holds true by the end. At least so far, it's kind of that atmosphere that I don't really vibe with as much. Kind of in the same vein as a band like Tesseract, where like I can acknowledge that they're good, but I'm not really going to go out of my way to listen to Tesseract a bunch. If I am, it's going to be like a song here or there and not really like a whole album of theirs, just because I don't really like the vibe of it that much. But a band that takes that Tesseract vibe and layers over it beautiful instrumentals and vocals and like great melodic passages is Elo or Ilo or Illo. I don't know. People have said it's pronounced differently. IHLO. But they put out an album this year, Legacy, which kind of sits in that slower, vibey space. But the melodies are so good and they're so memorable. And here it's vibey, but the chords can be a little simplistic sometimes. There's enough interesting stuff chord-wise to not be completely bland. So it's not bad. There's enough interesting stuff, but it's a little bit, it leaves a little bit to be desired for my tastes. And then the melodies, I think, are also fairly within the chord and kind of played safe. And I have said a lot that I love melodies that play around with like a major 7 or a 9 of whatever chord is being played, and melodies that will like repeat themselves as the chord changes, and then the melody repeats but the chord changes, and you get, I just said that, and you get this effect of like the melody playing with, because it's repeating but the chord underneath has changed, the melody is now playing with different tones of the chord, and it's amazing. Then I think I'm trying to think of bands that do that. I believe Elo does that. I know Cold Night for Alligators do that. Dance Gavin Dance does it a lot, especially in the Tillian era. There's a few songs off of Pantheon that do that, but stuff like that. Like I have very specific tastes when it comes to these kinds of things, and there are things that scratch that itch, but this isn't quite scratching that itch for me. And I'm not going to tear it to shreds or anything just because it's not my vibe, but it's, and also because I know the band is watching, so I'm sorry, but this isn't a personal slight to you guys at all. I'm sorry. Love you. And thank you for coming to me and recommending your music to me. But like I'm very honest on this channel, and if you watch me, you know that. I'm very honest and opinionated, and this just isn't quite vibing with me so far. We'll see how the rest of the album plays out, though. There's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 songs left. All right, let's continue. Bass. I'm pretty sure I talked about this downwards chord progression in my initial reaction to this song. Sound like a hair on my cheek or something. What was that? Ew. Better not be a spider or something.
I feel that it's me up inside. I made an effort, fell apart. In the end, it changed me for a while. Rest yourself. I don't wanna fade again. Look
Sex!
I'm stuck in here, where constant fear destroys my life and drives me nuts. I hate the signs, but I don't cry my whole life. I'll stay right here.
Triplet.
Memories reopen once. There's nothing new. I love this place. Wish I could help my whole life. Should we stay here and weep for a crippled country?
Hang on, I kind of like this. We're playing around with the 7th of that chord. I do enjoy that, like I said. It's that note right there. That's the secret sauce note.
So close to me and still so far. Appeal struggle in my head, querying to unravel the secret. Why are you so close to me and still so far? You're an empty ocean, but I'm drowning in you. I talk to myself and it scares me off.
This is giving me the vibes of the ending of Bad Guy, Billie Eilish. Best song so far, I think. We're playing around with the 7th chords and stuff.
Where I was born, where you
I like this.
to see how simple fantasy turn into empty hope. We all should know. World transform. No need to weep, 'cause nothing lasts forever. I know we face painful times. They open their eyes, and did you await this? No one could deny. We cry one more time. Believe nothing lasts forever.
This song is good too. I'm liking this so far.
Helpless world, we've come so close to enmity because it's agony. Life is hollow, not happy at all. It seems we've passed the point of no return. Time just froze. I feel remorse. However, I see the clock keeps ticking. It means my heart's still beating, and I choose my way to go. We all should
Woo.
try.
This song is very good actually. This is by far the best song on the album. Bittersweet was pretty good too, but this one's really good.
We face painful times. They open their eyes, and did you erase? No one could deny. We cry one more time. Believe nothing lasts forever.
I wonder if this is going to go into the next song, because it feels like this could build to like a big explosion of atmosphere. And if this just if this ends like abruptly, it'll kind of feel incomplete. So I really hope it goes into the next track and we get like a. Oh, it was just feeling like it was going to build. You could tack on another 2 minutes into this song. You could drag this out. I needed more. It's the longest track in the album and it fell too short. In contrast to all the other songs, which were shorter and felt like there was too much music.
Matter that we have not yet counted that will slow the expansion down, stop it, and have the expanding universe follow by a collapsing universe, or whether there is not enough matter to stop the expansion, and so the expansion then continues further. This is an observational question, which is still unresolved, and Space Telescope, which might be launched next year, if you like, might answer this question.
When darkness falls and curtain drops, we tend to think this is forever and ever. When sadness comes and lights go out, we all
This song's pretty good too.
this how rise
Cool. All right. Well, pretty much everything that I said after the third track still stands. But those last four songs were genuinely really good. I know The Dark was more of an interlude track, but this album feels like an album of interludes anyway. So, it felt like the majority of the songs on here were like interludes in between other songs that should be there that weren't. It felt like it went into an interlude. It's like, oh, this is a good like interlude track as like a bridge between other songs, or like as like a palate cleanser after a different kind of atmospheric or different vibe or something. But it was kind of that the whole time. Except for Bittersweet, Nothing Lasts Forever, This Is Not the End, especially Nothing Lasts Forever, where we got some really good melodies and chords and some great atmosphere that I really enjoyed, actually, in those last four tracks. But the first six, I was not the biggest fan of. Nothing Lasts Forever is by far my favorite song. And I wish there was more of it. It could have been even better if you turned it into like an 8-minute song, and after you had that big like section where it started to build and you're like, oh man, here we go, and then just went like whoa, and you got like some section of like just let it build to something, and then let it hit, let it sit for a little while, and then keep going, have another hit, and then build on that, and then speed it up again eventually, but like just give like big like wall of sound atmosphere. That could have been incredible. It just ended too early. Man. Ooh, I need water. I'm dying. I feel like there's a good foundation here. I just need more. I want more. I don't hate this. I want more though. Give me more of that great atmosphere in the last four songs. I want more. I wanted more from the drums, like the entire album. The drums were a little bit kind of just backgroundy, instead of like, ooh, listen to that drum part. Man, that drum part right here, like that's kind of cool. Or other parts where like the drums act like this like spice on top of everything that just makes everything shine a little bit. The drums were much more the drums were the least interesting part of it. And with an album like this, I think the drums need to be a little bit more interesting in order for that atmosphere to kind of like flow better in the atmosphere of the first 6 tracks. I liked it in the last 4, but I just wanted a little bit more. I don't know. I'm left wanting more after this. It's also just not my vibe for the majority of it, except the last 4 tracks, or 3 tracks and a 55-minute sound effect track interlude. Yeah. I don't know. I want more. I wanted him to do more with it. Could be worse though. I was ready to rank it lower, and then Bittersweet came in, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Nothing Lasts Forever came in. I was like, oh, okay. So I'm not going to rank it as low as I was going to after the 6th song. I would put this in not bad. Not bad. Those last 4 tracks saved it. They're pretty good. All right. Let me know what you thought of this album down in the comments. Thank you again to Mission Jupiter for reaching out to me and asking me to listen to this. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.